Episode 11 kicks off with a singles match as Laredo Kid beating Superfly in 12 minutes, 11:55 to be exact, 2 straight falls, and the final fall being a Laredo 630 as Laredo Kid getting an easy little win in the opener over Superfly. And then afterwards, we have Kevin Steen in the back. He is in a fit of rage. He is throwing chairs. He is slamming his fist into the locker. He's even headbutting the locker. He is just in a fit of rage before finally turning to the camera and saying, "I thought you were dead. I thought I killed your ass when I package pile drove, easy for me to say, drove you straight through the ladder into hell and finished you that night 10 years ago. I guess not. I guess I didn't get the job done. Generico, I have your mask. But now, Ultimo Guerrera, I'm going to end your career. I'm going to kill you in that ring. A Mexican death match is what I want. I have to thank Conan for making this opportunity to be able to murder El Generico, to be able to get my hands on him in front of 16,000 screaming fans. You know, the Luchador Killer, that might be a name that people might joke about. Oh, that's just a gimmick. That's just something for marketing. To be, saying me as the bad guy, as a Rudo. I do this for my family. For La Familia, And to have you come back at the worst time, the Magnífico Cup, I win that. 50,000 pesos in my pocket, sending it back home to my family. But no. Now, you come back at the worst time. I'm tired of you getting my business, Generico. Rode my coattails for years, and now, finally, I end you. Come Ultimo Guerra. So that's just a little promo from Kevin Steen, who is just fired up to take on Generico at Ultimo Guerra. And really hyping up the match as well. Generico's supposed to be off screen, but there you go. So, the next match, it's Los Park against Los Wagners. As Los Wagners does get the win, as Dr. Wagner Jr. tapping out El Hero de La Park as chicken wing arm lock there, tapping out El Hero de Dr. Wagner Jr. as, El Hero de LA Park rather, as Dr. Wagner Jr. outperformed everybody. Figured him and Parker would be close. 65, 64, 60 for El Hero de Dr. Wagner Jr. And then El Hero de LA Park with the lowest rating of a 53. Selena De La Renta doing a good job still at ringside with Promociones Dorado. Sure, she gets involved throughout the match and whatnot. I guess I just had this be a regular tag match because I don't see anything as far as multiple finishers, so that sucks. That's all right. No big deal. No big deal. As it probably would have been 3 falls. Probably had Parker probably get the first fall on El Hero del Dr. Wagner Jr. And then Dr. Wagner would pin El Hero. Actually, he'd actually pin Park on the second fall, and then the third fall to finish it off with El Hero de LA Park, just to kind of add a little bit of flavor to that and add a little bit of spice, if you will. As the next segment, it's a promo from La Sombra, as it's supposed to have Phoenix off screen as well. La Sombra backstage getting ready for a match with Rush and Dragon Lee basically in the Los Ingobernables locker room behind them. They're involved in this segment, but not really involved, if that makes any sense. Just, and Atlantis, I get my wish. I'm going to take your career, old man. Your career is going to be in the palm of my hands. I'm going to crush it, and crush it, and crush it to a million tiny little pieces, and send those ashes of your career into the Gulf of Mexico. Does not matter how it happens. I know this much. I'm going to beat you, Atlantis. You changed my life forever, and I'll never forget you for that. I get my ultimate revenge by taking away your career. But for the night, I get to kill two birds with one stone. I get to put my hands on you tonight, but also I get a little revenge on Phoenix. I haven't forgotten about you, Phoenix. Beat me in the grand tournament. That should be my championship belt. That grand championship should be mine. After I take Atlantis' career, coming after what's rightfully mine, my championship, my grand championship. Los Ingobernables will have all the gold. Mark my words. As La Sombra, nice little promo, setting up also Atlantis. And La Sombra, like that match needs any more hype. I felt like that's been something that's been in the works for so many episodes now, and it's just even adding to the tension now where they're going to get in the same ring again at this episode 11, Magnífico Cup Parte Uno. As the match itself, 6-man, obviously, as Los Ingobernables of La Sombra, Rush, and Dragon Lee taking on Atlantis and Lucha Brothers, as Atlantis pins La Sombra with a top rope neck breaker. Again, where's the 2 out of 3 falls? As how this should have went is first fall, actually give to Los Ingobernables. Sombra pinning Pentagon Jr. Second fall, Phoenix pinning Rush. Third and final fall, Atlantis pinning Sombra with the top rope neck breaker. Sombra with an 86, Phoenix with an 87. So that's awesome. The champ's doing the best rating in the match. Rush with a 77, 70 for Dragon Lee. 63 for Atlantis, and poor Pentagon Jr. 62. I really wish he was at in the 70s at least. It just breaks my little heart to see that happen. But at least it was a good match. Got the crowd hotter as well, and Phoenix came out of the match looking good. So that's at the plus there for that match. As Conan is he's out there on commentary for this one, as it's time for the Magnifico Rumble. Yes. So the Magnifico Rumble is going to go something a little like this. We got the Rumble rules for you, as Conan explains the rules. As 8 men will be in the ring for 30 minutes. Those 8 men, the 7 that qualified, and then Volador Jr., who got the bye to get into it. With the goal in mind, into getting the most falls in the time limit. It's every man for himself. For 30 minutes, whoever gets the top 2 men, whoever gets the top 2 men who have the most falls, will fight on the next episode for the Magnifico Cup. Basically, the idea behind this was, wanting to make the most lucha shit ever in a match. It's alright, let's have a multi-man match. Let's throw 8 guys in there. Let's set it up like it's going to be a tournament, to kind of swerve the viewer as well. So make it seem like it's going to be a tournament again. Everybody qualifies, except for, obviously, Volador Jr. Now those 8 men, they're about to see, they're going to have, it's going to be on the scoreboard, back in Arena Mexico where the screen is, for the entrance tron and whatnot. When the match starts, there's going to be kind of 2 sets of screens. Screen number 1's going to have the time, big letters, big letters. And it's going to count down from 30 till there's 0. Then on the other side, it's going to have the standings of the match. So every time there's a pinfall or submission on one of the 8 participants, it's going to have a scorecard. So then, let's say, for instance, Caristico makes Puma King tap out. So, alright, they'll have a 1 on the scoreboard. And basically, whoever has the top 2 team, or the top 2 people, rather, who have the most points at the end of the match, are going to go on to the next episode, episode 12, to fight for the Magnifico Cup in a, obviously, Lucha Libre match. So yeah, just figured to have a fun little angle to explain the rules to this sumbitch, because it is a little bit convoluted, but it's not really that convoluted. I think it could have been way more convoluted, but we kept it somewhat simple. Just 8 guys in a 30-minute Iron Man match, and whoever has the most falls, the top 2 guys who have the most falls, will fight on the next episode for the Magnifico Cup. And the Rumble looks a little bit like this. After 30 minutes, the top guy with 5 pinfalls / submissions is Volador Jr. He's got the number. He's number 1. It's number 2 with about 30 seconds left it was tied between Caristico and El Tiano Jr. Now, Tiano Jr. was looking up at the score as King Cuerno was kind of laying in on Puma King, and he looks over and he's like, well, we got 30 seconds and we're tied, and I've already pinned Caristico about 10 minutes before then, after a 2-on-1 on Caristico. So Tiano tells King Cuerno, come over here, lay down, with like 5 seconds left. Let me pin you. You know, kind of throughout the 30 seconds to the 5-second part where he's just kind of explaining to him, like, what's going on, what's the plan, to help him get into the Magnifico Cup match. So King Cuerno, you know, he's at 3 points, so he can't win, but he knows El Tiano can. So he lets Tiano Jr. pin him. So he now ties with Volador Jr., both guys with 5. So at the next episode, it will be Volador Jr. versus Tiano Jr. If I, you know, to run down the full kind of score. So obviously, Volador Jr., Tiano Jr. with 5, Caristico with 4, King Cuerno with 3, Barbero Cavarino with 3, and Mystico with 3. 2 for El Hero del Vikingo. 0 for Puma King. Poor Puma King. 30 minutes doesn't get a single pinfall or submission. But, yeah, I feel like, as far as the match as a whole, really fun idea. You know, to have 8 guys, especially 8 guys like this. You know, we got some high flyers in there with Volador Jr., El Hero del Vikingo, Caristico, Mystico. You know, Puma King can fly. Fucking Barbero Cavarino can fly. Obviously, King Cuerno. Tiano Jr. not really, you know, he's more of a brawler, more of the, you know, the Perro Aguayo style of a luchador, and the Conan style, where he's more of a brawler than, like, the guy that's gonna do all the high athletic shit. But still, I was a little nervous about how this match would go, but it was a 78, got the crowd hotter, even though Caristico was off his game, still was the best guy in the match. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a lot of fun. So we have it set up for Tiano Jr. versus Volador Jr., could have been Caristico and Volador Jr., but yet, alas, that's not what happens. As, yeah, oh, well, actually, the way I scored it, because I just now remember what I said, where I was like, oh, Caristico and Tiano Jr. were tied, even though Tiano Jr. had the tiebreaker. That's not what I meant. rather, the idea was, they were tied right now, and Caristico had a pinfall on Tiano Jr. So that's why Tiano Jr. told King Cuerno, hey, let me pin you so I can get the 5th fall and tie with Volador Jr. So that's why. That might have confused everyone's like, wait a minute, why did he have to pin when he was tied already with 4? If they were tied and he already had the tiebreaker win over Caristico. But no. So that would just wanted to explore, wanted to make sure that I clarified that before we send off the episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys for episode 12. Take care, everyone.